Hello, students. In today's lecture, we are going to see whether management is an art or a science. With the help of some points, we are going to prove that yes, management is both art as well as science. So, before going for that, let me tell you what is meant by art. So, art means those various branches of creative activity like painting, music, dancing. This is called as art. Okay, so now why management is called as art or why it is considered as art? Because the features of art which we are going to see in today's lecture, they are totally applicable to the field of management. Now, which are those features? The first one is the personal skill. Now, as I said, that an art means any kind of art. It may be music, dancing, singing, drawing. So when we say that a particular artist, he or she is doing his best. So for example, when you look at a painting of a famous painter, that time what you say, wow, what a painting, what awesome painting is being made by that particular artist, isn't it? So what personal skill means, what every individual is trying to put his personal skill in whatever art he is performing. Take another example, dancing. Every dancer is having his own personal style of dancing. Take the same example of musicians, take the same example of actors acting. When we talk about these big actors, for example Big B, King Khan, these people are why they are so they are good in acting. They are having their own style. Rajesh Khanna, he was having his own style, isn't it? So you put in your personal skill into that art to make it to make give good results, right? To make it best, you can say. So in the same way, in management also, now here we are going to compare that the features of art are applicable to management also. How they are applicable, that we are going to study, right? So in personal skill, as I said, that every artist tries to give a personal touch to every art he is performing. It may be dancing, music, singing, anything. In the same way, every manager in an organization has his own style of dealing with people. That means how you tackle with people, because management is the art of getting work done through and with people, right? So your manager must have a his own style of dealing with people. As for example, you come across some people who are very use very sugar coated language, ज्याला आपण म्हणतो गोड बोलून काम करून घेतात, राईट? सो हे पण चांगलं आहे. म्हणजे manager is using his own sugar coated language to get the work done from his subordinates, right? So some people we come across who are very short tempered, लगेच चिडतात आणि चिडून कामं करून घेतात, right? So that is his personal skill, isn't it? So what we want to prove here is that, as like other arts, even management is an art because it includes personal skill. Because whenever a manager manages people, he uses his own style of dealing with people and solving the complicated problems. Okay. And when do you call a manager as a successful manager? When he skillfully applies his knowledge in discharging his duties as a manager. Okay, so a personal touch, which we call a personal skill, is definitely required in management also, as like other arts. Therefore, we prove with the first point, that is personal skill, that yes, management is an art. Okay, then second is practical knowledge based on past experience. So what is practical knowledge? In case of dancing, singing, painting, you don't need to have bookish knowledge, or even bookish knowledge also you can have it, no problem in that. But what is important, your practical knowledge. For example, a musician, he must know how to play that particular organ, musical or instrument, isn't it? So practically he should do that, unless and until he is not going to read the book. Okay, he's not going to read the book and see how to handle the particular instrument. It's not like that. He must, along with theoretical knowledge, your practical knowledge plays very important in any art, right? In the same way, in management also, even if you are very well acquainted, you have thoroughly studied management principles, functions, the whole subject of management, you have acquired a degree of management, but your bookish knowledge or your theoretical knowledge is not only enough. You must have practical knowledge as to how to handle people and how to apply the principles of management actually whenever you are discharging your duties. Okay, and when do you get this knowledge? Because management is related to human being, right? And human being cannot be studied in books, in syllabus, isn't it? You can't restrict behavior of human in books. So you have to come out of it. Even if you are master in management, unless and until you go into society, you deal with people, you don't get the knowledge of behavior. Okay, so this knowledge of group behavior can be gained only by direct observation and participation. Okay, so practical knowledge, as it is required in other arts like music, dancing, singing, it is also required in management also. So with the second point, again, here we proved that management is a management is a art. Okay, then third one is result oriented approach. Whenever you perform art, you are giving some results, you are behaving in a creative manner, isn't it? When you are playing a music, that music, melodious music, is your result, isn't it? So every art comes up with certain kind of results. In the same way, in management, whenever you manage people, you come up with results in the form of profit, isn't it? So aim of management is to earn maximum profit by carrying out the production at lowest cost without affecting the quality of the product. So management is also result oriented, it believes in results. At the same time, management has to see to it that the projects are completed in time and the target of production and sales is achieved, right? So as like other art, with the third point also, here we prove that management is an art because it is having result oriented approach. It comes up with certain kind of results. Okay, then moving towards the fourth point, regular practice. Okay, now it is generally said practice makes man perfect. You have to do the things again and again. For example, if you are learning to drive a vehicle, isn't it? So again and again you practice it and then you become an expert in it, isn't it? So as like other art, in the case of music, in case of dancing, in case of singing, you have to, in case of singing, you have to do riyaz. Singers, well known singers, they do riyaz for 2-3 hours a day, because practice makes man perfect, right? So it's an art, is a practicing thing. You have to keep on practicing it. Painter, he practices it. Dancer, he dances again and again, he'll practice it and he'll try to gain expertise in it, isn't it? So as like other art, even management requires regular practice. Okay, continuous practice of management, continuous practice of dealing with people, continuous practice of handling people, isn't it? That is required, and the efficiency and the effectiveness is achieved through regular practice. Okay, as like singing, painting and other arts. Okay, so again, with the help of fourth point, we proved that as like other arts, management also requires regular practice. Okay, and then therefore management is also art. And last point in that, it is creativity. As like other arts like dancing, singing, they are creative art, they bring about certain creativity, isn't it? So management is also creative art because it is concerned with dealing with people. It handles people, it gets work done from them by motivating them to work and by coordinating their activities, right? So it's a creative art because it's a personal skill. It is very difficult to handle people, isn't it? It's easy to do your job yourself, but it is very difficult to get job done from other people. स्वतः काम करणं सोपं असतं, दुसऱ्यांकडून काम करून घेणं खूप अवघड असतं, राईट? सो मॅनेजमेंट हे काम करतं आणि त्यामुळे ते क्रिएटिव्ह आर्ट आहे, कारण ते लोकांकडून त्यांना मोटिवेट करून रिसोर्सेस सगळे व्यवस्थित वापरून त्यांच्याकडनं काम करून घेतं. त्यामुळे मॅनेजमेंट ही क्रिएटिव्ह ॲक्टिव्हिटी आहे. ओके, सो विथ द हेल्प ऑफ ऑल दीज 5 पॉईंट्स वी प्रूव्ड that management is an art. Okay, now with the help of some more points, we are going to see that how management is a science. Okay, now what are the features of science? There are 5 features of science. When we talk about science means any physics, biology, chemistry, isn't it? We all have learned science. So first point is systematized body of knowledge. When we talk about science or maths, these are perfect subjects, where in maths you have 2 plus 2 is always 4. It will, all over the world, all over the universe, it is 4 only. It is not going to change, isn't it? Because these maths equations have come up because of certain theorems, isn't it? In the same way, in sciences also, you are having chemical equations, isn't it? This plus this is equal to this. They come up with these equations because of certain experiments and research done in the laboratories, isn't it? So when we talk about science, we say that this is a systematic subject which is based on certain principles or theorems, okay, and certain findings of certain scientists. Because of that, we have come up through. Okay, in the same way, management is also science, because management is not a vague subject. It has come up as a separate discipline. असं तसं कोणी पण येऊन मॅनेजमेंट तयार केलेलं नाहीये. It is based on principles and functions. Okay, now those principles we'll be learning in the second topic, 14 principles, isn't it? So management is having 14 principles, and on basis of that, the subject of management is built upon. Okay, at the same time, these principles are available in every function of management, and they help to improve the managerial effectiveness. Okay, ह्या सगळ्याच्या बेसिसवर मॅनेजमेंट हा सब्जेक्ट उभा राहिलेला आहे. त्यामुळं विथ द हेल्प ऑफ फर्स्ट पॉईंट वी आर trying to prove that as like science, our management, even though it is dealing with people, society, it is a systematic body of knowledge, because it is based on certain principles and functions which are applicable everywhere. Okay, so with the help of first point, we proved that management is a science. Then second point is use of scientific methods. Now in science, definitely scientific methods are used, but actually in management there was no any use of science, right? So Frederick Taylor was the first person who brought about a combination of science and management, and he propounded a concept called as scientific management. That also we'll be learning in the next topic. Okay, so scientific management means what? He brought about certain methods based on his experiments and observation, and he tried to implement them in management, and the results were miraculous. So he's called as father of scientific management, because he was the first person to bring about science and scientific methods in the field of management. Okay, so after development of scientific management, scientific methods and techniques are increasingly applied to solve the business problems and for observation. So, as I said, Frederick Taylor, father of scientific management, applied the scientific techniques to the studies of planning, organizing, and staffing, etc. So, with the help of second point, we are trying to say that as like in science subject, scientific methods are used, in management also, though we deal with people, we are using scientific methods, because Frederick Taylor was a management thinker who brought about the concept of scientific management in management, right? Therefore, we do have scientific methods being implemented in the field of management. So with the second point, we prove that management is a science, because we make use of scientific methods. Okay, then next is continuous observation or continued observation. Now, as you know, that when science practicals are held in the laboratories, the scientists observe the things. For example, chemical reaction. For example, the litmus paper, it turns into red or blue color, isn't it? And through observation, they come to a conclusion. That is the regular method of experimentation. Okay. Now, this happens in science, but here we want to prove that yes, it also happens in management also, because management is all about observation of behavior of human being, isn't it? Through continuous observation and verification, principles of management have been developed. I talked about 14 principles, the base of management. Now these 14 principles, how they have come up, Henry Fayol has continuously observed and verified those principles, isn't it? Experience of practicing executives over a number of years is considered whenever he developed all these 14 principles, isn't it? And these principles are based on the continuous observation. Now, which are these principles? Division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, centralization, order, equity. etc. All those 14 principles, isn't it? So they haven't come all of a sudden, isn't it? The result of, I mean, these principles have come up because of the continuous observation done by the management thinkers. Okay, so with the third point here, we want to say that as like in science experiments, sorry, in science subject, continuous observation is being done for conducting the experiments. In the same way, in management also, these principles have been laid down by Henry Fayol on the basis of continuous observation and verification done by him and other practicing executives. Okay, so with the help of third point, we prove that management is a science. Then the fourth point is universal application. As I said that science is a perfect subject, science and maths. As I said, 2 plus 2 is all over the universe, it is same. People have accepted it, isn't it? Nobody is going to challenge it because it is proven with the help of certain theorems and equations, right? So in the same way, management principles are capable of universal applications because they have been adopted and accepted by all the organizations, right? And therefore we say that management principles also have universal application. They can be applied to any business organization anywhere, not only business organization, all types of organization throughout the world. Okay, so they have universal applicability. So with the help of that point, we prove that it is, of course, it is a science. Management is a science. Okay, and the last point is validity and predictability. The principles of management can be verified for their validity, and they have been put to severe test and found to be valid. That means nobody should, suspect about its validity, because these principles are tried and tested. They have been used in various organizations and they have been put to severe test. म्हणजे त्याचे प्रयोग करण्यात आलेले आहेत की हे प्रिन्सिपल्स खरे आहेत का नाही. हे जसं की सायन्सच्या प्रिन्सिपल्समध्ये जसं एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करताना खूप ऑब्झर्वेशन करून त्यांची सत्यता तपासली जाते, इन द सेम वे मॅनेजमेंटचे प्रिन्सिपल्ससुद्धा खूप साऱ्या टेस्टमधून गेलेले आहेत आणि त्यांना ते सापडलेलं आहे की व्हॅलिड आहेत हे प्रिन्सिपल. ह्याच्यामध्ये शंका घेण्याचं कुठलंही कारण नाही आहे. Okay, so with the help of this again, fifth point, we proved that management is a science. Okay, so with this we'll end with today's lecture, in which we saw that management is both science as well as art, because it consists of all the features of art and science, and therefore it is both art as well as science. With this we'll conclude. Thank you.